All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the pilot episode of, I guess, I'm calling this Uncensored. We've got Hwanni today, Hwanni the Translator, on the show, and I was telling Hwanni before the show, this is kind of my method. This is how I make stuff. This is how State of the Game started. I just do it. I don't have any plans as to what I'm going to ask Hwanni here. This is kind of going to be a interview type show. Who knows how long it'll be? I don't know if we'll do this live or what. This is kind of just a pilot episode to see what people think about it. So Hwanni, why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself? What's your full name? Where were you born? How old are you? Where do you currently live? Stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Okay. I was born in Korea. I was born in Korea 1978, so that makes me around 33 in US age. And my full name is Sung Hwan Kim. So the Hwanni came from Hwan from my real name. So that's about it about
Gotcha.
me.
So, I mean, you've worked in esports for a long time, right? How many years have you worked in esports?
Officially, I've been working at least 6, 7 years, and unofficially, I was actually managing a Counter-Strike team. It was like more like clan-wise team, but
Yeah.
I would say officially 6, 7 years, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, what are your parents' thoughts on this? Over in Korea, I feel like esports is probably more accepted than it is here in the States. How do your parents kind of feel about your choice of job, so to speak?
Well, they didn't like it in the beginning, and they don't really like it now too.
Really?
My parents are really old. I mean, they're they're like 60s and almost end of 50s.
Yeah.
And my dad used to work in a big corporation called like Hyundai and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
he's more used to like a very, very typical Korean official worker, like who actually goes to the big corporations, and
Gotcha.
then get a decent job and work for his company for like over 30 years and just get married and have a children. You just want the normal things. But then I was more into the gamings, so I kind of like went besides that. I mean, I graduated electronic. I majored in electronics.
Really?
And, yes.
I didn't even know you had a degree, Juan.
Do.
I think me and you are the only two people in esports that have an well, I guess Day9 has a degree. He's got a speed. He's got a master's, man.
Okay, he has masters, but I got a degree.
Yeah.
When graduated university in 2000. I don't remember. It's been a long time anyway. But my major was electronics and digital signals and robotics.
Wow.
Most of them. But then I kind of like didn't like it. I'm not really good at physics,
Yeah, yeah.
So I basically took another like lessons and lectures instead of electronics. But anyway, but I was looking for a job, but as most of the people does, I mean, they don't want to do exactly the same thing their parents did,
Right, right.
And I wanted to do something that I could do, and I was looking for a job like foreign affairs and stuff like that. So I got hired by this company called International Esports Group, who used to own Team Estro, and I was hired for that company as a foreign marketing in China and stuff like that. But I found out there was a esports team there, and at first I didn't know what was going on. But then suddenly the vice CEO came up to me. Well, one of the guy who was in the office, who was in charge for the whole team, had some accident, car accident or something. So since Hwanni, you speak English, why don't you take my boys to the competition? So I think that was the actual beginning of me participating in the esports.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a ton of ways we can take this. Outside of Artosis, I mean, you are kind of the one of the few people that has an inside link to Korean esports, I feel. And Artosis, I mean, bless his heart, he's a white guy, so he doesn't have as much, I would think, as you do. So what is it like right now in Korea when it comes to StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1, and is it as separated as a lot of foreigners think? I mean, is it a distinct thing that no one really likes StarCraft 2 over there in Korea?
I don't think it's more like fan-based. I want to phrase it like that. It's the StarCraft 1 scene has been in Korea for over 10 years. So people are really used to it. I mean, if I still go to PC cafes in Korea, there's more people playing StarCraft 1 in my sector, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sitting right next to these people and playing StarCraft 2 instead of StarCraft 1, and they were, you know, when people passes by, like, hey, we should try this StarCraft 2. It's like, I heard it's not good, you know? So there's many rumors that StarCraft 1 fans make a lot of, like, sometimes, I mean, not all of them, but some of them make bad rumors that saying that StarCraft 2 is a bad game, you know? So some people doesn't like to switch over, and they don't like to see the StarCraft 2 on the screen. I don't know. They're not just used to it, you know?
Right.
It's just, Koreans are really slow with changing their customs and stuff like that. And they've been seeing this StarCraft 1 for all along in their life. They're just so much used to it. They know the units. They know the build orders. They fully understand whatever the commentator says and stuff like that. So that actually makes the whole thing really comfortable for them to actually get in touch with it. And second thing would be, there's a lot of girl fans, you know, who just love Flash, Jano, and Bisu, these big stars, you know. They're like a big stars.
Is that a pretty big draw, you think? The fact that the guys you just mentioned are kind of, they have that fangirl sense to them?
Yeah, of course. I mean, all the teams, if you know, all the team after a team match, they do fan meetings outside studio, you know. And then what happens is, like, all the fans will just gather up and stand in a line just to shake one hand, you know.
Right.
And they would bring, like, it used to be, they would bring, when esports wasn't big enough, you know, they used to like bring a lot of gifts, you know. But nowadays they bring a lot of gifts, like drinks, you know, food, and they would cook their cakes or some breads or anything. Yeah. They'll just bring their gift boxes all over their hand, and then they just go there and have one picture with the player and just give them all the presents and gifts, you know. So they're like manias, you know. They're manias.
I mean, how long have you heard, or I guess what can you talk about in terms of players switching over? Does StarCraft 2 have a limited time, or StarCraft 1, excuse me, have limited time left in South Korea? Is there a switch coming where StarCraft 1 is going to be dead and StarCraft 2 is going to take over?
Yeah, eventually everything will be different in the future. I'm sure about it, and also everybody's sure about it. That's why all the team from the Kespa was practicing this StarCraft 2 during the off seasons and stuff like that, and it will switch over in it's just a matter of time when they're switching over. I mean, it might be happening right in the middle of the season, or might happen after the season. Who knows, you know? It's just a matter of political things, you know, not the players.
Yeah. I mean, as I drop a quarter onto the ground. In your experience, I mean, do you think that there's always kind of been, at least from my almost an ignorant view of it, that GOM TV has kind of been the outsider in Korea when it comes to the main leagues broadcasting StarCraft. Do you think that when, not if, but when the StarCraft 1 players switch over, there's going to be kind of a line that's drawn between some of the leagues? Do you think anything will... will push come to shove, or will it be a fairly friendly league? Will GOM TV let its players play in the other league? Whoever the other league is, let their players play in the GOM TV league, or will it just kind of be separate leagues and no one will really function outside of either league?
Mm. Well, I mentioned that before. I mean, right before this question, just a matter of time. Still, I mean, they need to solve these problems between the Caspa and GOM and Blizzard and everything. And I know that they're all talking to each other right now, trying to figure out the best ways to actually get StarCraft 2 inside of Korea, so get really populated and also played a lot in Korea. Because right now the game is divided into
Yeah.
two pieces right now. But uh, I can't really say what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure they're talking right now, trying to make a deal out of it. I mean, Caspa owns these great players. I mean, no matter what, they're the best in StarCraft 1. I don't know how they'll do in StarCraft 2, but I'm pretty sure they'll do really well. I mean, these guys are really talented in games. That's why they didn't switch over to StarCraft 2,
Right.
'Cause they don't need to. I mean, you're already earning, you have the fame, you have the, like, you have the skills, and you're getting enough paid. Why would you want to switch over? So most of the good players, I mean, really talented players, didn't switch over to StarCraft 2. But I wonder what's going to happen if they switch over. It's going to be really interesting to see, like, MVP playing against Flash, but who knows what's going to happen. But I just hope if it works fine, just for the fans and just for everyone.
Yeah. Do you think that in your own opinion, and also kind of what is the general spectator opinion in Korea of StarCraft 2? I mean, compared to StarCraft 1, does it live up to the same to be the same game in your eyes? I mean, can StarCraft 2 replace StarCraft 1 in Korea?
Yes, I think definitely can. No doubt, no doubt.
Do you feel that you're alone in that opinion, or do you think you kind of share that with a lot of people there?
I share that with a lot of people. I just, like I told you before, like, it's just about the big stars that who are switching.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's no big stars in StarCraft 1, why would people watch it?
Yeah.
They just want the big games, good games, like skilled games, and a famous guy playing in it. All that. That's all they want. Yeah. So as soon as they get everything done, it's gonna be fine. I mean, we just saw WCG doing a lot of great things with the WCG StarCraft 2. I mean, the commentators from OnGameNet, the Marine.
How did that go?
Oh man, I ran the tournament, and I really want to say these good things about this commentator, the Marine. Most foreigners know him as a player, but also a commentator, but they don't usually understand Korean. He's awesome, man. I was running a StarCraft 2 tournament in WCG, right?
Right.
He would come down to the qualification area every moment. He would stand there. He would ask all the players' names. He would stand behind them, watch the game, checking all the build orders and everything. So when he goes up to the grand final stage, when he's commentating, he's basically explaining all the situation, all the things that he saw, and he's always curious about it. And I heard he's also really good at StarCraft 2.
Huh.
He's been playing a lot. He's been looking all the, like, I heard when he was commentating the final game, Zigua versus MVP versus Zigua, right?
Right.
And before that match, I asked him, have you watched MVP games a lot? And he told me over 50 to 880 games.
Wow.
He saw it before he came down to the studio just to see how MVP plays, just want to get acquaintance with. I was really fascinated how much that he was, he took his job as a really professional.
Yeah, that's. I mean, as a commentator here in the foreigner scene, I'll be honest, that's a lot of work, man. I don't do that much preparation. I don't really know of any commentator that would watch that much stuff. in the tournament. So that's awesome to hear. I hope that someone like that can kind of help herd over everyone in South Korea to StarCraft 2. But what's your opinion on League of Legends? You know, it came out today. At least I saw a picture. I think it was on a Facebook or something. But League of Legends is now the sixth game, I think, played in LAN cafes, and StarCraft it just eclipsed StarCraft 1 today. Apparently, StarCraft 1 being seventh, if I'm correct in saying that. But what's your opinion on that game? You know, it was just broadcast the other day on, was it OGN?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going pretty well. What's your opinion on League of Legends?
I don't personally. I don't like that game.
Yeah?
It's not my type of game. It's just It's not my type. I mean, it comes from the like old use map setting from Warcraft, like Dota
Yeah.
or Chaos that Koreans play.
Yeah.
Comes from that. I'm more like World of Warcraft. But anyway, League of Legends is getting really big. People like it a lot, and everybody's just always recommending me to play with it. We'll play with them a lot all the time. You know, all the people from press media or even the guy who works in WCZ, they wanted me to play with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really big. I mean, on Game Studio, if any of you know, it can hold at least 400 to 800 people there.
I heard it was a lot of people that showed up for that broadcast.
First day they showed up, 2,000 people showed up.
Jesus Christ.
2,000 people.
How many people show up for a StarCraft 1 match these days? Is it around that?
No, maybe I would say 800.
Man.
Maybe something.
What? Do you have any idea kind of what people are drawn to when it comes to watching that game over there?
Two things. Since it was the first time ever the league is just started, that's why I think so many people gathered up. And second thing, Riot Gaming personally is really good at marketing.
Riot is incredible when it comes to supporting esports and marketing. I mean, they had Nada, right, doing a commercial. Was it? I remember seeing something with Nada and League of Legends. Am I wrong in that?
I'm not into League of Legends, so I can't really say that it was true.
Well,
but anyway,
they definitely know what they're doing, man. They are one of the only companies I feel when it comes to supporting games on the level that they do. And it's awesome to see developers like that. I really hope it's pressuring some of the other developers out there, like Valve, like Blizzard, to really start pouring some money into their games like that. But League of Legends, man, I did not think that would be a big hit in Korea at all. And to hear you saying 2,000 people showed up for it is that blows my mind. I mean, you didn't expect that at all, did you?
No, I didn't. I'd expected at least 1,000, but because they were giving out these coupons for the characters.
Oh, okay.
So everybody wants the coupons so they can get new characters.
Gotcha.
So might be possible. I mean, I don't know, but if Blizzard like gives out like this free portraits, if anyone who comes to GSL, I mean, they might have more people coming down, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, Riot is good at marketing, you know.
Yeah. Do you know how many people watched on? It was broadcast on TV, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how many? Any idea how much people were watching? If it was a big hit.
I don't know, but it was a lot, I hope. And Riot made a partnership with the Home Game Net, and they are doing all the leagues together right now. And they're trying to make it really, really big, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much, but I think sooner or later they will eventually go up to China.
That's kind of the motherland when it comes to esports, I feel.
You know, there's a FPS game called Crossfire. Do you know this game? Never heard of it, right?
I think I might have heard the name. I've never seen any content or any video of it, though. Why?
There's a game called Crossfire. Okay. It's made by a Korean company, almost simple copy version of Counter-Strike 0.6, I would say.
Okay.
Its graphics are low, and the targeting is weird, and anyway, it's not that good. And
Yeah.
they started doing service in Korea, but it didn't happen.
Hmm.
It just didn't happen. So what they did was they brought the game and published it in China. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's on Guinness Book right now. It's in the Guinness Book. They had most users playing in the server simultaneously.
How many?
I don't know. I think it was over 300,000
Jesus.
maybe. Over 300,000 just were playing at the same time, one server.
China, man. I mean, we've Artosis, myself, everyone's been saying it. Like the key to making esports huge is definitely China. I feel
Mm.
every time I think it was WSVG, but I mean, anytime anyone hosts a tournament over there, it's absolutely insane. But I remember for WSVG a couple of years ago, Grubby, when he was big in Warcraft 3, or I guess he still is, but we had a Warcraft 3 tournament going on, and he was trying to go to the restroom, and they would not let him use the restroom because people were jumping it, like trying to get into the bathroom for an autograph to like shake his hand. It
I'll
was
tell you one story.
absolutely insane.
Moon.
Moon,
You know
yeah,
Moon, right?
sure,
Moon
sure.
is also really big in China, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he played Warcraft 3, so at the highest
There,
levels.
yeah, there was a competition called WEM in China.
Right, right.
Okay, sponsored by all the Chinese government and ran by Korean people.
Yep.
And my Counter Strike team was invited, and I was in the same plane with Lin and Moon and my Counter Strike boys, and we landed. Okay, and after all the customs, we were, we were just pushing our wheels and taking all the luggages to the bus that's waiting outside.
Right.
And suddenly this guy who was pushing this baby cart, so Moon is like, oh Moon, and then he just throws the baby. He started running toward Moon. Is like trying to get an autograph, and I see the baby just like passing.
Uh-oh.
Like, oh, I'm like, baby, baby, baby. It's like, oh, he doesn't care. It's like, Moon, Moon, Moon. That's all he said.
Jesus. It's definitely crazy. I would love for, I mean, is StarCraft 2, it's definitely played over there because we've seen player like Shigua and Maxed and some other players, but is it pretty big in China? Do you know?
It's not that big. First of all, I told you, the Crossfire, that game,
It
came
just
really
dominates.
big.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
because, you know why? Because you can actually play in the low settings. All the
Makes
PC
sense,
cafes
yeah.
in China, I mean, if you go to PC Cafe, I went to one PC Cafe for my Counter-Strike boys to practice. There's 80 computers in each floor, and we have 10 floors just made up with the PC.
Holy crap.
And people always full. But anyway, a lot of the Chinese love to play games, But the PC cafes just don't handle the good hardwares to play StarCraft 2. That's
Right.
the problem. I think if
Makes sense.
if all the hardware becomes like really cheap and stuff like that, when they are able to play StarCraft 2 in PC mode, I think it's gonna get really, really big, in China also.
Yeah, yeah. Jumping back to Korea a little bit, NBC game did their final original broadcast. I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, and they're going off air in 2 weeks. Is that right? Something like that.
Yeah.
What is that like, and how has that been? Kind of. How is South Korea taking that? Is that a pretty big deal over there for that to be closing down?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal for all the people that, esports now. On game hold all the cables, so we're not going to able to watch 2 games at once. Before they used to play one game, probably would be always one game on this broadcasting and the other game on this broadcasting on the same time. So you basically had a choice. So you can watch this one or that one. You will always have a choice. But now you're not gonna have the choices. But to make it more variety on game, they just hired some of the commentators from NBC.
Really?
So yeah, they hired I think two or three that used to be in NBC commentators. So they're changing a lot of different things to make more variety things for on game net. But I think yeah, it would have been better if NBC would have stayed alive, then we could have more stations just doing. Whenever there's, I always two is better than one.
Right,
Same
right,
thing.
right. Looks like your webcam froze. Click the Skype button real quick to start it and stop it, if you don't mind. Um, but anyways, you're pretty close friends with. There you go. It's all good. Um, Pretty good friends with well, basically almost every coach I feel like in StarCraft 2. Definitely the IM coach you're good friends with, the TSL coach. I know this is kind of a touchy subject, but I gotta ask you. I mean, you know exactly what I'm asking with that face. I think with the Coach Lee stuff that's coming out last week and the week before that. I mean, what is your take on all of that? I'll just start really general. I won't ask any specifics.
Uh,
And if you
well,
want, I mean, I understand you're really good friends with them. So if you don't want to answer, man, you don't have to.
no, I mean it's okay. I think I can answer. I mean, the thing is, first of all, the foreign teams have have to understand this Korean custom first, because uh, about stealing the players, well, on their contract or not. I mean, it's just being mannered to actually go over to the coaches first and ask it directly. You know, let's say I want JP from a TSL team, and I don't know when his contract ends, and I just want to find out the price and everything.
Yeah.
Uh, that will be more like really be mannered and very respectable for the Korean custom if all the foreign teams does that. But some foreign team has a point. I mean, they're saying that whenever they ask the head coach, they won't tell you. You know, the head coach will just like keep uh, preventing foreign teams away from them.
Right. Right.
So I mean, it's there should be someone always who can actually solve these problems in the middle, so the talks goes really well, really, really well. I mean, interacting with the foreign teams and Korean teams, I think makes everything really good. I mean, just like becoming the sports really become a worldwide.
Yeah.
So, well, Fnatic, the timing was really, really bad for Fnatic because they were working on a partnership with TSL team at that time, and then they somehow blew it away, and then they were talking to Alive right away. So that actually made everything bad for TSL coach, Mr.
Yeah.
Lee. I mean, if they didn't blew it away and they were still doing the partnership, and they just went on to Coach Lee, hey, listen, we want Alive for our team, how can we get it? And they would have a better discussions there. But anyway, I don't know about Alive's point of view, but I read some of the stuff that he mentioned on the interview, that Alive really wants to leave the team, and I don't know. I think I just hope that Mr. Lee takes care of their players more well. I mean, though many good players are leaving, and there must be a reason why these players are leaving, but. I like him a lot, but I just hope that this doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we saw that come up with. It's not the first time that it's happened with TSL. We saw for a while. Was it the name of the organization called SC2Con? Was that it? Do you remember that?
What was that?
I think it was SC2Con, or God, what was the name of that? The organization that was made in September, then shut down pretty close afterwards. That was kind of built for the teams to protect the players.
Association that for the StarCraft 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Do you think that something like that needs to exist to
Yeah,
protect the teams and protect the players?
sure, of course. Needs those associations, really, definitely. I mean, look at Caspa. They're they've been like badly commented. People hate the Caspa, and people say a lot of things. They still protect players,
Yeah.
They still protect the team too. So we need some kind of these organizations to actually make the rules. I mean, not like GG rules, stupid rules like that, but still, there should be someone who should be in the middle to actually prevent this thing.
Do you think that we need that as well for foreigner teams? The more that they're becoming kind of, or I guess that StarCraft 2 is more of a global game this time around than StarCraft 1?
Yeah, that's why they are forming this. I don't know if you know. Do you know? Have you ever heard of IESF?
I want to say that I have, but not off. No, I can't. I can't tell you anything
Okay.
about that. But I felt like I've heard that acronym somewhere.
Well, Korea has been trying a lot for 2, 3 years. I think more than 3, 4, maybe 3, 4 years. I think more than that. It's called IESF. I think it stands for International Esports Federation or something.
Yeah, see, I think I've seen that acronym
Yeah,
somewhere or heard about it.
they're basically inviting all the people from all the nations, federations, and trying to form this big chunk of cash by around the whole world.
Hmm.
To just to become like some kind of association like a FIFA or those kind of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They've been trying really hard. They're putting a lot of money into it, but I don't think it's been working fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess we'll kind of see as 2011 moves or 2012, sorry, moves forward. What comes to that? So, you're friends with Artosis. So you're actually pretty good friends with Nick and Dan. Um,
Not friends. They're wise. They're wiser, I would say. Oh, I would say they were professor or master.
gotcha, gotcha. So,
No,
what
they're friends.
E- Nestea obviously knows. I think you've told Nestea about the whole joke thing that they have
Yeah.
about him. Um, what is it like? How does Nestea feel about that? And I mean, we'll definitely ask him this. And one of the people I plan on doing this with in the future is Nestea. But um,
So
do what?
it'll be so cool if you can do that with the Nestea.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll do. And once we get graphics and everything set up for this, instead of the stupid gradient that I'm using now. But what is it like for him? And does he know about it? What are his quick thoughts on it?
Yeah,
On the
I
whole
already.
joke?
hmm this is actually third time that I'm explaining. The documentary that Dan and Nick is making film of, Son of StarCraft.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeff Alejos.
yeah, Jeff.
He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
Jeff came up to IM Team House and he did a documentary interview with Nesty. He asked the same questions,
Yeah,
and also I'm doing the IM streams with Nesty and MVP, and also a head coach
yeah,
uh, with on 3D. But anyway, people are asking a lot of those kind of questions, and Nesty knows about it. I told her about these stupid NestTD jokes.
yeah.
That Nick has been making. Well, you mess up with Nesty, you get NestTD. That's what Nick says anyway. Anyway, I told him about it. I explained everything, translated everything, and Nesty was like, "Okay, it's good. They're cute." That's what Nesty said. Okay, I'll take them out and give them some soju.
Nice. So he doesn't.
Nesty
He
is
doesn't mind. It. He
cool.
likes it. Is he as
He
much
likes
of a?
it.
Is he as much of a badass as they make him out to be? In your opinion?
Yeah, he is.
Really?
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot with him lately.
Oh yeah.
Well, whenever we start drinking, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when we start drinking, but it will always end in the morning.
Yeah.
It will always end in the morning.
What? You're gonna
So,
have to take me out with him. I think
oh sure, he would love to drink.
that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. What about some of the other players? I mean, what's MVP like outside of
MVP?
StarCraft 2? Yeah.
Uh, he's a cool guy. He's very.
He
He
seems.
likes to be social. He
Really?
seems to
He
be
seemed
like.
like he'd be pretty quiet of a guy. Didn't seem like he'd be that
Oh,
social.
Oh, he's not. Well, last day in MLG Providence, when the last day,
Yep.
I brought up all the Korean players and we talked along and we drank a little bit together. And
Right.
all the players, whenever they are comfortable to talk, they would talk a lot. We just had really fun in last night. In my room, we drank a lot all together, just sharing all the information
Should have called
about.
me, man. I'm upset, Wani.
You weren't there. I went to Nick's room to find you, but you weren't there. You left.
That's true. I did have to go pack, but
Mm.
that's my routine, man. You got to pack before you drink so you can stay up all night. That's how the pros do it, Wani. But let's.
But MVP is a really social guy.
Yeah. Okay. I figured he'd be kind of a quiet guy, but um, and some of the other players. I mean, are you pretty good friends with a lot of the OGS guys?
Not really. I mean, I only met YMC a few times. That's it. That's that's basically it. And I met Supernova and WCG.
Yep.
That's about it. Not quite with OGS.
In your opinion, who is your favorite player to watch play StarCraft 2 right now?
Oh, nasty.
Really? Easy
No
answer.
matter. He's the answer. There you go. I mean, he's my friend now, I have to like him no matter what. I've been drinking with him so much.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mm.
Well, before we wrap up, I do want to talk a little bit about the foreign StarCraft 2 world.
Mm.
We've got, of course, MLG, the company I work for. We got IPL, we got NASL. What else am I missing? DreamHack, IEM, aka ESL. Who do you? I mean, speaking kind of for the Korean population and general consensus over there,
Mhm.
what do they really think is good outside of Korea, and what do they think is really bad outside of Korea?
The first thing, well, that last night we were talking about a lot of foreign competitions.
Yeah.
All the players, uh, many players were there. Almost all the players from MLG Providence.
Right.
And I asked them, what kind of tournament do you like to participate? And we were having this debate, and everybody just agreed that for the fan wise and for the pro gamers, when you feel like you're actually playing for pro teams or you're actually a pro gamer,
Yep.
it's the MLG would be the best one because the fans are so much awesome, so mannered. It's whenever you win a game, you feel like you actually. It's not even like it's just an open bracket, but still, whenever you win, all the
On
cheering,
stage, yeah.
on stage, it feels like you just won a whole competition.
Are you friends?
So
Do
they
you talk
just
to Nada at all? By the way,
no,
did
not
you
no.
see the? I want to. Oh God, I think it was Anaheim after he won, where he came out of his booth.
And he beat Puma, I think, or Bomber.
Yeah. He beat
And
Puma
said,
on stage, and they did the
Nada.
"I am not a" thing. I mean, is that kind of what you're talking about? How it's such a
Yeah.
huge thing for them to come out and see the fans?
That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Basically, Lena. When you remember me like always going into backstage and telling that Lena will be actually doing really well this tournament.
Yeah. I remember.
So
I
they were,
remember you telling me that.
And when he won the first game in the stage, he would just come out very shyly. He would walk and just stare at the crowd and just go away, right?
Right.
But every time he goes up to stage, he's like his emotions and his devotions and his mannerism for the fans and all the cheers just makes him like to raise his hands up and or smile at them and clap. All the actions just like all the MLG crowds are pulling their like all the players' senses or their like feelings outside from their body. That's why I think all the Korean players just love to play in MLG because of the fans are really awesome there. And
I was just gonna say before it sounds like a complete MLG circle jerk because I work. For
no,
them.
it's not.
I mean, I
But
just
also,
want to say
I'm not done talking though. But anyway, I'm not talking though. I mean, but they also mentioned in IPL.
yeah,
They also mentioned IPL. They do really take care of the players really, really well.
right.
That's the thing. That's why. well, some of the players were saying that you should go to IPL. It's just so comfortable playing there. Like they would have always someone to take care of us all the time, getting foods and everything. That's what they liked about IPL. But for the fan wise, it was more like MLG. But about the most of the tournaments in Europe, they're like, well, in Europe nobody takes care. It's like you just have to figure out how to live there.
Really?
So yeah, that's what Koreans were saying. It's like if you don't have any managers or anyone, that it's kind of hard to participate European tournaments. That's what they said. They all agreed to it. So mostly all the talks were like it was MLG or IPL. I mean, MLG was more fan-wise and crowd-wise. IPL is more comfortable. So if you want to like chill out, easy tournament, then you would go to IPL. But when you're like in a good condition right now, you want to go to MLG and win the tournament and get like a lot of cheers. And if you're really, 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 really good condition, you just stay in the GSL.
Yeah, exactly. GSL. Is that why Nestea never really left Korea for so long? Him and MVP, because they could always win a GSL?
That's also possible, yes. That's really actually possible. The schedule is really a lot.
Yeah.
If you know, sales schedule is pretty hard. And they just wanted to stay and keep practicing, maintain their skills and stuff like that. That's why they never left.
Gotcha. Well, I think this is a good pilot episode. I mean, is there anything you want to talk about specifically?
Nothing that I can think of, but maybe, I don't know. I think that's it.
All right. Well, do you have a Twitter? Did you make a Twitter yet? Did Artosis hound you enough to make one?
Yeah, I have a Twitter.
All right. What's your Twitter? Everyone go follow Hwanni. What is it?
It's Hwanni, HWANNI, and underbar.
All right.
Somebody's using my name, so I had to put underbar at the end. So
that motherfucker. All right. Go follow Hwanni. Thank you so much for
thank you, JP.
kind of being here on the pilot episode. I forgot the very beginning there was music playing in the background. Skype webcams freezing up. Got to get graphics done and stuff like that. You want to do some Korean translations for me in the future? We'll get Nestea on, get MVP on.
I would love to. I would love to bring Nestea. I swear to God, I will have a soju and a whiskey in front of a camera. We'll start drinking, and then we'll talk all the things for you,
All
and
right.
we won't remember.
All right, we'll do it, man. Sounds good. All right, well, thank you so much, Hwanni.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see here. Like I said, this is a pilot episode. I kind of have the attitude of do it first and go back and fix it later. There were definitely some issues here. But overall, I thought I had a fun time. Thanks again to Hwanni. Follow him on Twitter. Go to twitter.com/Hwanni, HWANNI_ or under bar as he says it. But yeah, thanks again, guys. We will see you next time here for, I don't know what I'm calling this show. Tell me what you want the name to be. I didn't want to make a cliche name and call it Uncensored or some shit like that. So let me know what you guys want, and we'll name it that. But anyways, we are out. See you guys next time.
See ya.